Welcome to You Brew Kombucha. Today I'm going to talk to you about making homemade CBD kombucha. So CBD products have been gaining in popularity in recent times, and as somebody who has suffered for a while with a lot of anxiety, CBD is something that has been interesting to me for quite some time now. For people who aren't familiar, CBD is derived from the hemp plant, but it is completely non-psychoactive, and it claims to have a whole list of benefits to different people depending on what you're looking to accomplish. But for me, and for the purposes of this video, I just want to state outright that I'm not making any medical claims. This is just my own first-person experience with the trial and error that I've been doing over the course of the last year or so, testing out different products and seeing how it has affected me and my anxiety. So the first types of CBD products that I tried a few years ago were oil-based tinctures, and what I found is that they didn't really have that much of an effect. I didn't notice anything as a result of having tried them. But because I was so, but I was still curious about CBD because you hear so many people talking about the benefits of it that I just kept trying different products. And nothing really clicked for me until I started drinking CBD juices and CBD kombucha that I would just buy from the store. And I have a theory that's completely not scientifically tested, but if you have more information about this and can share more details, do comment and let me know in the comment section down below. But what I've found is that because these juices and kombucha, they're liquids, and so the CBD that is in those bottles must be water soluble, as opposed to the oil-based tinctures that I've been trying and haven't really had much success with. And so I started thinking about it and I realized, well, that makes sense. As human beings, we're made up of mostly water, we're not made of oil. And so if the CBD is water soluble as opposed to in a carrier oil, it makes sense that it is more bioavailable for your body, more easily absorbable, and therefore can hit your system and is more effective than something that is transported into your body through an oil. And if you're not familiar with what a carrier oil is, it is basically a base oil that is used as a carrier for some sort of more concentrated oil. So in this case, the CBD oil is mixed in with some sort of carrier oil, whether that is hemp seed oil or some other type of oil like grapeseed oil or MCT oil, and that is basically what that tincture is. It is very rarely, if not never, just pure CBD oil. And so because I noticed that in times of high anxiety and in times of high stress, if I would reach for a bottle of CBD kombucha or CBD juice or CBD water, it would calm me down and it would ground me in a way that I didn't notice with any other CBD products. I started purchasing a lot of these bottles, but the problem was that they were just so expensive. And if you know anything about me and about this channel, you know that I like to make things and I prefer to make things myself if I can make it cheaper and better. And so I started about a year ago testing out different types of water-soluble CBD on the market to see if I can make homemade CBD myself. And after all that trial and error, I decided on a favorite, and that is the Hemplucid line of water-soluble CBD products. I tested out two of Hemplucid's water-soluble products. One of them is their whole plant hemp extract, which is water-soluble, and the other one is their Kalki. The main difference between the two is that the whole plant hemp extract does have very, very trace amounts of THC in it, below 0.3%, and that is within the legal limit of how much trace amounts of THC a product can have. It is still completely non-psychoactive. And then the other one, the Kalki product, also made by Hemplucid, is completely THC free. So if you're an athlete or if you just want something that is completely THC free, then that would be what I recommend you go with if you're interested in using some sort of CBD product or making CBD kombucha. And the way that I added it into my kombucha brewing process, and if you're not familiar with making kombucha, I have a first fermentation video and a second fermentation video that will walk you through the entire process from start to finish. But just for the purposes of this video, it's pretty simple. I just added it during the flavoring phase. So after I finished first fermenting a batch of kombucha, when I wanted to add my fruit flavorings and my herbs to my kombucha bottles, I just added a serving of the water-soluble CBD into the bottle before I let it second ferment at room temperature for a few days. And then I moved it into the fridge and then I drank the beverage. Because each of their products have different milligram counts, it is up to you to kind of dose it per bottle based on what you prefer and how much you would like to, how much CBD you'd like to consume in each bottle. Just for general anxiety, I prefer to drink or to consume around 30 or so milligrams per bottle. And I find that that's really helpful for me. So one serving is one milliliter, which is about 2/3 of the dropper here. And for this Kalki product, since it's a 1,000 milligram bottle, to get about 33 milligrams per bottle of kombucha, I used one full serving, or about 2/3 of a dropper full in each of my kombucha batches, in each of my kombucha bottles. And then for the whole plant water-soluble CBD, since this comes in a 1,500 milligram bottle, I liked to use about 2/3 of a full serving, so about, I kind of just eyeballed it, but I used around half of a dropper full, and that also equaled about 33 milligrams per bottle. But if you're using CBD for pain management, you might want to go up and use a higher dose, maybe around 50 milligrams, but it really is just dependent on your tolerance and what you're using it for. And I've just found that in general, it has helped me feel a lot more calm and a lot more grounded in stressful times. I won't say that it completely eliminated anxiety or that it completely eliminated stress, but I did find myself feeling a bit more calm through those stressful times. So if you're curious and interested in making homemade CBD products, this is something that I definitely can recommend, and I've tried for myself in many, many batches of kombucha. You don't really taste it at all in the finished batch of the kombucha because you use so little of it. And I definitely did feel a difference between the batches that I didn't add any CBD to versus the batches that I did add CBD to. I'm gonna go ahead and add the links to these products in the description box down below. I will say that I am a Hemplucid affiliate. I became an affiliate after I became such an avid user of the product and after I really saw the benefits that it brought to my life. If you're interested in using my affiliate links, I do get a cut of the proceeds that Hemplucid gets as a result of that sale. It doesn't cost you any more to use my links. And I did go through a lot of trial and error and purchased a lot of products to find the ones that worked best for me that I could in good faith recommend to my viewers. So if you're comfortable with using those links, I really appreciate it. But otherwise, if you would prefer to purchase somewhere else or just not use my links, that's totally fine as well. If you go to the Hemplucid site, they do have a whole range of products outside of just the water-soluble CBD products. They do have CBD oil tinctures, which are probably the most effective oil-based CBD tinctures that I've tried to date. They also have CBD gummies and a really, really good CBD body butter that my husband actually used when he had some knee pain and worked really, really well for him. And so I'll add some links down below if you're interested in checking Hemplucid out. If you have your own experiences with trying out CBD products in kombucha or other brands that you'd like me to try, do comment down below and let me know your thoughts there. But otherwise, I hope you found this useful. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment. You can always find more tips and resources about kombucha at my website, youbrewkombucha.com. Happy brewing!